Hello everyone, so I'm super duper excited. My Raleno soft light just came in the mail. It is an LED panel for video and photography purposes. That is supposed to be a little bit softer and less harsh than a regular LED panel that doesn't have this screen over top of it. This is something I have been kind of on the fence about getting because as you guys know, I do have to do all of my videos at night just based on my schedule. And what I've really been wanting for a while is getting a soft box. However, those are gigantic. And as you can tell, this guy is pretty small. So I figured I would just try it out, and if all else fails, I can definitely still use this for my Zoom meetings and things like that. But it obviously comes with the little tiny panel, and it also comes with the charger and this little piece that you can use to put it on top of a camera or computer. So on the back, it does have two little options for a white light and for a warm light. So I'm kind of curious as to how that's going to look. So I'm just going to turn it on real quick. And as you can tell, it is extremely bright. And it emits a lot of light. So I'm kind of curious as to how it is going to look in my room with the dolls and kind of how much detail it's going to capture. So I will go ahead and set that up so we can see. Alright, so I have Miss Winona here, and this is typically how my videos look. It is pretty hard to see the details on my doll. It looks very dark, kind of dull and dingy. So we're going to try this light out. I kind of have it on the in-between setting. I have equal amounts of warm light and equal amounts of soft light. So I'm going to go ahead and press the on button. And that's how it looks. From just kind of looking at my phone right now, I think that it looks a lot better. I wouldn't say that it looks as good as like if you had just plain old natural lighting, actually coming from the sun. Of course, I think that sunlight always makes the dolls look fantastic. However, this is not a bad solution whatsoever. I think this actually looks very nice. So now I'm going to play with the settings a little bit so that you guys can kind of see how she would look if I turned some things down right here. There we go. I was like, that's on the lowest setting, and then I was like, wait, no, it's not even on. So here is the warm tone on, and I'm just going to slowly turn up the warm tone. All right, here we go. So, and it kind of is going to take my iPhone camera a little while to really adjust to this because it doesn't really self-adjust super well. So I'm just slowly turning it up, and that is with the warm setting all the way up. I think that's a little bit too bright in my personal opinion. In the image, her forehead looks kind of shiny and a little bit awkward, so I don't know if I would do that with it all the way up, but like partially up, halfway up. Yeah, I'd say about halfway up is probably my preferred setting. So I'm going to turn that all the way off, and then I'm going to use the white light, and that I'm not a huge fan of, just having the white light. So that's with it just barely on. It kind of looks like she's under fluorescence, like the unnatural looking like fluorescent lights at the mall or something. So I'm just going to slowly turn that up. And holy moly, that gets bright. Holy cow. Good thing she's not real, because that would really bother a real child. Definitely not recommend this for real babies. With it all the way up, though, like, it doesn't look as bad as I expected, but yeah, it just kind of looks like your camera flash is on, which isn't terrible. I just think it's a little harsh. So I'm going to turn that to about halfway-ish. And then I'm going to turn the warm to about halfway-ish, which is about what I had it before. And that's not bad at all. I think that actually looks pretty darn good. I might even turn the light down like a little bit more and do more warm. I think the warm light just represents sunlight a little bit better. But I really like how you can adjust this, because the first lights that I was looking at, it came in like a pack of 2, and I like was almost about to press the buy now option on Amazon. And then I was like, I don't know 100% about this. Like, I want to do a little bit more research. And so I did a little bit more filtering around, and I found this one. Instead of having gels, it just has adjustment settings. And the gels were just like colored sheets that you could put over the LED lights. So you could put over the yellow one if you wanted more of like a yellowy light or a red one. But a lot of people were saying like the gels didn't fit right and it looked kind of awkward. So then I was like, I don't know. But to be honest, I wouldn't really want to use like red light or blue light or anything weird with my dolls anyway. So then this is a pretty good option. And I don't think that you need 2 lights, because I also heard a lot of people saying, you know, with LED lights, a lot of the times you need 2 separate lights on your subject so you don't get dramatic shadows. However, I think that this isn't too bad. I mean, you can see a little bit of shadow kind of on her leg, which, you know, isn't terrible for sure. But even when she's like facing sideways, even the side of her face, like it doesn't look dramatic when the light is right next to the camera. So I'm pretty happy with that. Then I'm just going to take off her hat and her socks and kind of see how all of the details are going to look on camera with this new light. Overall though, I'm pretty happy. I was a little worried. I was like, this isn't going to work, you know, like Reborns, look, as we all know, look very, very different based on the lighting you have, and you kind of got to be picky or else they look weird. So do a little bit of her arms too, so you can see that. I don't really want to change her out of this just yet because she looks very sweet in it, but I want to keep her in a little bit longer. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. I'm going to go grab Bowie so you can see him, and I want to let you guys see both of the dolls so you get a better idea of how this would actually look if you decided to buy it for your Reborn or Reborn photography or videography. So yeah, here we go. So here's Mr. Bowie, and I actually gotta say that I am extremely pleased with how this is looking too. Winona has very dramatic coloring because she's supposed to look like a baby that was literally just born, whereas Bowie's coloring is very newborn, but it's not like, you know, just been born a couple hours ago kind of look. His tones are a little bit more muted, and so I was really, really worried that this light was going to wash out his coloring. And it actually looks fantastic. I'm even more impressed because I knew Winona looks good under like even when I do camera flash, she still looks amazing. However, with Bowie, like I said, his detailing is perfect. And he's very newborn, but it's like, you know, since he's lighter, it's just easier to wash out his coloring. But this doesn't do that at all. I think it actually looks very, very good. I am so excited about this, you guys. This is much better than I expected. And this light, I think, was only $38, I want to say. And, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, of course, free shipping. So there you go. Not bad at all. So I'm going to move the light in a different spot in my room and see if it changes the shadows and everything. We'll be back. So here is what it looks like when the light is coming from directly over top of his head. I kind of just put it on a tall chair and angled it down. It definitely does have more shadows. I'm not really feeling it as much, especially since the part that you actually see of his face, it's mostly towards the camera, is pretty dark, so I don't love this. And it also kind of, since his lip is like the sucky lip, that part also looks a little bit funny. So not bad, but I definitely like it over by the camera much better. We'll try one more angle though, just to experiment. So this is with the lighting in back. This is definitely my least favorite setup. I mean, this makes sense why it would kind of look bad, just the way things are. But I figured, you know, might as well check it out and see how it actually looks. So now I will show you guys the setup that I liked at the most before and what that looked like. Alright, so here's my little setup. I just have the tripod on top of my bed, and this hat right here is where I put my iPhone. It seems kind of silly, but I always put like a little bit of material underneath my pop socket so that it angles the right way. It's kind of silly, but it works really well. So anyway, I just have that, and right next to it, and then here is this cutie right here. He is adorable. Look at that sweet, sweet face. And even up close, the details look very nice. Yes, he looks so cute. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think. If you guys have a specific lighting system for your videos, please let me know. I do want to hear kind of how do Reborns look with different lightings. Do you guys like using softbox? Do you use just regular LED lights without the film over top of it? Or do you guys use a ring light? There's so many different options, and I'd love to kind of hear your opinions. So thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!